Hello everyone, welcome to the daily current affairs session by Ekam IAS. Today on 10th December 2018, our topics are Gulf Cooperation Council, GSAT 11 updates, positive discrimination, and next one is a lengthier topic, that is Germanwatch, Oxfam Climate Finance Shadow Report, IPCC, Loss and Damage Mechanism, and next is the monuments in Manipur, and in map aided program we will be dealing with Banni grasslands and PQRS, that is previous question revision series. So let's move on to our first topic, that is Gulf Cooperation Council. So why it is news? Because the Bahrain's foreign minister, he criticized the Qatar's emir for not attending the Gulf Arab Summit in Saudi Arabia. So the Qatar emir, that is Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, he stayed away from attending this one-day summit, but he instead sent its state minister for foreign affairs to attend this annual one-day summit. Why is this? Because this is due to the economic and diplomatic boycott of Doha since mid-2017 by Riyadh, UAE, Bahrain and Egypt. It was because of the allegation that Doha supports terrorism, and this Qatar, it denies the charges. Next we can see in detail Gulf Cooperation Council. This Gulf Cooperation Council, that is GCC, it's a political and economic alliance of 6 Middle Eastern countries. And you can see the countries here. They are Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, UAE and Oman. So these 6 countries joined to form this Gulf Cooperation Council. Its purpose is to achieve unity among its members based on common objectives and similar political as well as cultural identities, because these are all Islamic nations. Okay. This GCC, it was established in Riyadh, that is in Saudi Arabia, in May 1981. More details about the news, that is regarding the organization. It consists of Supreme Council. This Supreme Council, it is the highest decision-making entity of the GCC, and which meets on an annual basis, and it consists of GCC heads of these 6 countries or GCC heads of the states. Then the decisions of the Supreme Council are adopted by a unanimous approval. Then it consists of Defense Planning Council that coordinates the military cooperation between its member countries. Next is the Ministerial Council. This Ministerial Council is made up of foreign ministers of other government officials, and it meets every 3 months to implement the decision of the Supreme Council and to propose new policies. And its presidency, it rotates annually. Then some of the achievements is the creation of the achievements of this GCC. It includes the creation of the Peninsula Shield Force. This Peninsula Shield Force, it is a joint military venture based in Saudi Arabia. Next topic is GSAT 11. So the ISRO is in process of readying 150 to 200 crore ground infrastructure across the cities to use this GSAT 11. So this GSAT 11, it was launched recently, that is December 5th. And more details, that is this GSAT 3, it is the India's third and latest internet boosting communication satellite in the space. And a K-band hub, it consists of a Ka-band hub or gateway, and it is being set up in Delhi, Bangalore, Ahmedabad and Ranchi to deliver high-speed broadband services via this giant satellite. And this Ka band services, it uses the 26.5 to 40 gigahertz segment of the electromagnetic spectrum. Its weight is nearly 6 tons, and as I said earlier, it was launched in December 5 on a European launcher at French Guiana. And next is more details, that is the Indian Quartet of High Throughput Satellite, that is HTS. This GSAT-11, it forms an Indian quartet of high throughput satellite along with its older ones. They are GSAT-19 and GSAT-29. So each of these satellites, they have got different space location over India and its own ground systems also. What is its target? Actually, its target is to deliver a net data speed at a a net data speed of 100 Gbps through them. The fourth one or the coming one in the series is the GSAT-20. It is supposed to be launched by the second half of 2019. Next, we can see the difference between the HTS and the FSS. This HTS, that is high throughput satellite, it's a satellite that has many times the throughput of a traditional fixed satellite service, that is the FSS. So, what is this throughput actually? It is the speed of information delivery, that's in bits of seconds. And these satellites is take an advantage of frequency reuse and multiple spot beams. It consists of multiple spot beams to increase the throughput, and hence it reduces the cost per bit delivered regardless of the spectrum choice. Next, the main difference between the FSS and the HTS. The FSS, the main difference is regarding its size of their beams or footprints. The FSS beams are few and they are large, covering the entire coordinate. That is, this FSS, it covers a large area and it is in low spectral efficiency. Whereas our HTS, it covers or it is made up of the smaller spot beams with smaller footprints, and they cover a smaller region, but it's of higher spectral efficiency. So the main difference is one is having a lower spectral efficiency, whereas the other is having a higher spectral efficiency, that is regarding the area that it covers. Here you can see the C band, KU band and the Ka band and the areas that they cover. How is this done? So, a large traditional FSS footprint, it is called a wide beam and it is based on one frequency. The satellite therefore can only use the frequency once. Whereas our new, that is HTS approach, instead it is a wide beam and it has got larger number of smaller spot beams covering smaller areas of geography and they are deployed. And its frequency can be used again. So, FSS, its frequency can be used only once, whereas HTS, its frequency can be used again. Thus, it provides a huge increase in its capacity. Coming to our next topic, that is positive discrimination. So, it's a term in polity, and why this came in news? Because the historian Ramachandra Guha, he recently said that there is no positive discrimination towards women in the country. So, let's look what is this positive discrimination. Positive discrimination is the act of giving advantage to whom? To the most unfairly treated group of people, that is regarding their age, race, gender, caste, etc. What is its aim actually? its aim is to foster a greater equality by supporting these groups of people who are facing discriminations, and hence providing more opportunities to these people as that of the others in the community. It is also called positive action or affirmative action in some countries. So, one of the best example is the reservation system. The reservation system that we are following is the best example of this positive discrimination. And moving on to our next topic, that is about Germanwatch. This Germanwatch, it's a non-profit, non-governmental organization which actively promote north-south equity and the preservation of livelihoods. So, it seeks to influence the public policy on trade, environment and relationship between the countries in industrialized north and underdeveloped south. The particular areas of interest include trade in food, agriculture policy, then climate change and corporate accountability. So, the next point is a very important point. The Climate Change Performance Index, that is CCPI, it's an annual publication by the Germanwatch and Climate Action Network Europe. So, please note, it's an annual publication by the Germanwatch and Climate Action Network Europe. It is based in Bonn in Germany. So, that's all regarding the Germanwatch. Then our next term. So, here we are discussing 4 terms. So, the second one, that is about the Climate Finance Shadow Report. So, this Climate Finance Shadow Report 2018, it's a report which offers an assessment of progress of mobilization of approximately $100 billion per year to support climate action in developing countries as per commitment made by these developed countries. It is brought out by this Oxfam. So, it is also known as the Oxfam Climate Finance Shadow Report. This, what is this? It's a confederation of 20 independent charitable organizations focusing on the alleviation of global poverty. The 2018 report is the second in a series. So, how it is estimated? Actually, it considers how close we are to this 100 billion goal, where the money is coming from, where it is going, and what is being spent on, and how donors are counting the money they report. So, actually, these are measured. Then, our next topic, that is about IPCC. This IPCC, it's an organization of governments that are members of the United Nations or WMO. It provides a regular assessment of the scientific basis of climate change, its impacts and its future risk and options for adaptation and mitigation. So, it was created in 1988 by the World Meteorological Organization WMO and the United Nations Environment Program UNEP. What are its objectives? So, its objective is to provide governments at all levels with scientific information that they can use to develop climate policies. These IPCC reports are also a key input in the international climate change negotiation. So, the recently brought one, that is a 1.5 degree report, it's a highlighting one which is brought by this IPCC. And here in this report, they mention the urgency to limit the global temperature rise by 1.5 degrees of the pre-industrial levels. That's all regarding the IPCC. And our last topic in that session, that is the loss and damage mechanism. What is this actually? This is a provision for support to poor countries who are experiencing economic and non-economic losses and destruction from this climate change events. Then it actually means that this climate impacts exceeding the adaptive capacity of the countries or communities and the ecosystem. And these are impacts of slow onset. For example, the processes like sea level rising or rising temperatures, that is such type of slow onset process, and extreme events such as flood, hurricanes, tropical cyclones, etc. Then the Warsaw International Mechanism on Loss and Damage, it was established at COP19 in 2030. Now it has become a firmly installed as the thematic pillar under the Article 8 of United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, that is UNFCCC. So now it has been firmly installed as the thematic pillar under Article 8 in UNFCCC. That's all regarding these 4 topics. And our next topic is monuments in Manipur. This is a news piece actually. Why this came in news? Because some historical sites in Manipur that which depicts the another facet of history or regarding Second World War and deep relationship with Indian independence movement. All these such areas are appeared on a Heritage News article. So let's look some of the monuments which is in Manipur. And they are the INA Museum in Moirang, the Red Hill in Imphal, the Kangla Fort in Imphal, then Imphal War Cemetery, then Imphal War Museum, and Konchom War Memorial at Tauban. So these are some of the monuments which are located in Imphal and Manipur regions. And our next section is map aided program. In that we will be dealing with Banni grasslands. So this Banni grasslands, why this came in news? Because it is in the grip of severe drought. So this Banni grasslands, it consists of a group of nomadic people called Maldaris. And this Maldaris people, they are leaving this Banni grasslands due to severe scarcity of water. So some more points regarding the Banni grassland. This Banni grassland, it is the largest grassland of Asia and it is situated near the Great Rann of Kutch in Gujarat. So, it is the largest grassland and situated in the Great Rann of Kutch in Gujarat. And they are known for rich wildlife and biodiversity. And actually, they are legally protected under the status of protected or reserve forest. Then, Wildlife Institute of India, that is WII, it has identified this grassland reserve as one of the last remaining habitats of cheetah. And it is also expecting a possible reintroduction site for this species. And now the population of Indian wild ass is also spilling over the Banni grasslands. So this is the map. In that we can see the Banni grassland that is located in Gujarat, that is in Rann of Kutch. Then next about the Maldaris. This Maldaris, they are the tribal people. Actually, they are the nomadic people, and they came to be known as Maldaris after they start settling in Junagadh, that is mainly in the Gir forest. And the literal meaning of this Maldari is, Mal stands for of the animal stock and the Dari stands for keeper. So this Maldari means it's keeper of the animal stock or it protects the animal stock. And these Maldaris are the tribal herdsman community and they are inhabiting this Banni grasslands. Moving on to our next question, that is PQRS, that is Prelims Question Revision Series. In that, we will be dealing with one question from environment, and our question is, which of the following adds or add carbon dioxide to the carbon cycle on the planet Earth? And we are given 4 options, and they are: first one, volcanic action; second one, respiration; third one, photosynthesis; fourth one, decay of organic matter. So, select the correct answer using the code given below. And our options are A, 1 and 3 only; B, 2 only; C, 1, 2 and 4 only; and D, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So, this question is related to carbon cycle. So, this carbon cycle, it is a biogeochemical cycle. Actually, it is a biogeochemical cycle by which carbon is exchanged among the biosphere, then geosphere, hydrosphere, etc. There is a carbon exchange actually, and along with this nitrogen cycle, the other cycles, the nitrogen cycle, water cycle, this carbon cycle, it comprises a sequence of events that are key. There are the key factors for making the life sustainable in our planet Earth. So, here the global carbon cycle is now usually divided into some of its major reservoirs, and the main reservoirs are: first one, the atmosphere; then the terrestrial biosphere; then the oceans, including the dissolved inorganic carbon and living and non-living marine biodata; then the sediments, including the fossils; then freshwater systems and non-living organic material such as soil, etc. Then the Earth's interior. Also, that the Earth's interior, the carbon from the Earth's mantle and crust. So, these are the main sources of carbon emission into the carbon cycle. So, our question, we are the option, first one, volcanic action. Definitely in volcanic action, carbon emission takes place. The next one, respiration. Respiration also, as I discussed, in respiration also carbon emission takes place, and that we humans, we intake oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. So, and this carbon dioxide is used by plants for photosynthesis. So, in photosynthesis, actually carbon addition is not happening, whereas in respiration, carbon addition is happening. And the fourth one, that is decay of organic matter. Of course, in decay of organic matter, carbon is adding to the carbon cycle. Hence, our answer must be C. C, that is 1, 2 and 4 only. 1, that is volcanic action; 2, that is respiration; and 4, that is decay of organic matter. Hence, our answer is C. That's all for today's session, and thank you for watching.